here is a quick look at the AGM Sten MkII version 2. This has been available in the UK for the past week or so. The version 1 became available back in July. Main differences between the version 1 and the version 2 is that the version 2 now has an adjustable hop mechanism, which is accessed by rotating magazine housing to its transport position, and you now have an aperture there to enable you to use a small Allen key to adjust an Allen screw and thereby adjust your hop up and down. Additionally, whereas the version 1 was powered by a LiPo battery mounted behind the gearbox in the receiver, you now have the option via an enlarged stock tube with the version 2 to take an NiMh stick battery. The battery supplied is 8.4 volts, 1100 milliamp hours. In my case, other people's may vary, and it gives an okay rate of fire. And I am told that these enlarged stocks will hopefully be made available for sale on their own, so that owners of the version 1 gun can buy one and then have the option of using stick batteries instead of lithium polymer. Rate of fire, as I said, is okay. Nothing fantastic. Here we are. Quite reasonable, I think. And given that there are no high cap magazines available, only the standard metal low cap that ships with the weapon, and the King Arms plastic mid caps at 110 rounds, I don't think high rate fire is actually desirable when using non-high cap magazines. It just means you've got to either carry more mags or you're going to be bombing up in the middle of a game, which can get quite frantic. Standards obviously slot right in, no problem. The King Arms plastic mid caps, however, are a little bit firmer and can require a bit of a thump. And that's actually not as bad as it was when I first bought the weapon, because I found that screw on the magazine release catch was actually slightly too long, and I dremeled off 2 or 3 threads off the end of it because it was actually bottoming out before the spring was fully compressed. But it's actually not quite as bad as it was, but it does require a bit of a thump to get the plastic mags on. But it seems pretty solidly made. I've gone round, Loctited up various screws, Loctited the heat guard on here because it was just a push fit on, secured by a screw there. The barrel unscrewed, I've used some fairly firm Loctite on that as well. Reprofiled the foresight because it had that god awful flat broad foresight blade, which the real thing isn't like at all. But other than that, it's painted rather than parkerized or oil dunked as was the real thing, but paint seems reasonably good, better than on the MP40, that's for sure. And I won't be doing anything to it. I've seen some people speak of taking it back to bare metal and either chemically blackening or trying to blue. I shan't be bothering until it starts getting really tatty, and we'll just see how it goes. I will say, in addition to Loctiting various screws where possible, take the hop right back off and give the barrel a damn good clean. I went through quite a few pieces of flannelette before it even started to look even vaguely reasonable. It was a lot of paint dust in there. Anything else I can say? Not an awful lot. It does have a removable plastic muzzle cap. I would assume that's there so that an orange one could be fitted for the US market quite easily. It does detract slightly from the appearance, but yeah, nothing overly bad. Other than that, pretty straightforward. Yes, I did take a magnet to it, and the vast the majority of this is steel, it is magnetic. The tube itself here isn't, that appears to be alloy, but the back, the T-piece is steel, that's steel, that's steel, most of the receiver is steel, very few bits are not magnetic, which surprised me. I thought it was going to be a lot of pot metal. Okay.